Thanks for tuning into the Texas Scratch King channel. In this video you will hear about Kinfolk's champion Mama. Let us begin. Mama was whelped from a breeding of Kinfolk's champion Sig and Kinfolk and Blackrain's Taz. Champion Sig was basically a Eli, snooty, and Bolio bred dog coming from Tom Garner's stock, and Taz was a Eli, Carver bitch by way of a Buster, Midnight Cowboy, and McCool's breeding from some boys from Indiana. Champion Sig was a extremely game and talented dog in his own right. He had beat 3 good camps in times of 1 hour and 1 minute. 2 hours and 10 minutes and 1 hour and 25 minutes. Taz, however, I didn't know much about, but what Blackrain had told me about her litter mates being good dogs, so I bred her to my champion Sig dog on the info that was giving to me. Later down the road, once the pups were born and weaned, I took a few looks at Taz and she showed to be rough. Hard mouth and showed she would try to finish one. I tried hooking her but no one picked up the weight, so I attempted to game check her with a Jeep Rascal Red Boy Jip I purchased from Jim of MWC. Unfortunately for Taz, she didn't make the cut. She packed it in at 45 minutes. So, at this point I'm scratching my head, thinking about how I have pups off of a Jip that has quit. I eventually gave 4 pups to Blackrain and sold one, keeping only Mama as my pick of the litter. Caused I was disgusted about breeding champion Sig to this bitch. Mama was destined to be a great one from the beginning. She had started when she was about 4 months old. I literally had to feed her with a separate pan from her siblings cause she would go into hold right now. As she matured to about 18 months, her schooling started. We rolled her with several bigger dogs ranging from 6 to 10 pounds bigger than her, giving her every reason to quit, but she never did. There was a time we bumped her with a belly full of food and I told her, "I'ma give you 15 minutes to wreck this bitch, and if you do anything flaky your ass is gonna be worm food." Upon release she hit this Jip in the left shoulder, crippling her instantly. Then to the right shoulder, doing severe damage to it. Everyone was amazed at the damage Mama had done in such short time. After about a few months of healing and maturing to the ripe age of 28 months, I decided to try her off the chain to see if she was worth a bet. So I took her off the chain with Penitentiary Kennels Passion, a one-time winner, which was a face-chewing Werdo Niggerino bred Jip. Passion comes in 38.5 pounds and Mama comes in 38 pounds. Mama destroys this Jip in the stifle and has Passion pissing looking for the wall in 24 minutes. This 24 minutes has been the longest Mama has ever seen. I was thinking to myself, is this bitch really this good? So I called her weight out at 36 pounds. DNK of Chicago was calling around looking for a match for their 2-time winner Tiny at 36 pounds. We answered the call with Mama. It was said that Tiny has killed both of her opponents in 30 minutes and that we didn't stand a snowball's chance in hell of outrunning her. The weight and date was set. We had exactly 6 weeks to get Mama in tip-top shape. For this killing bitch everything went according to plan. Mama's keep went great. We had to travel to Tiny's backyard literally for this one. April 25, 2009, rolls around and it's show time. Dogs are weighed and both come right on 36 pounds. They are washed and pitted. Duke Wayne does the honors. Face your dogs, the ref says. Release. Mama comes out with her famous shot to the left shoulder, hurting Tiny early. It's a back and forth war for 35 minutes when Mama sneaks to the rear end and hurts her bad back there. Tiny is trying desperately to get Mama out when Mama attacks Tiny's right shoulder. Mama now has Tiny on 3 flat tires, but Tiny is far from done. This has got to be one of the gamest bitches I've ever laid my eyes on. Mama is working on a down dog when an out of hold is called at the 1 hour and 28 minute mark. So a handle is made to start the scratching. Tiny is up to scratch first. When Tiny is released she take 2 steps, falls down, gets up, and makes a game-ass scratch. Mama scratches like a rocket when called to go across the line. Mama is dragging Tiny around by the tip of her nose, all the while wagging her tail trying to please me. A quick handle is made with Tiny to go again. Face your dogs, the ref yells. Scratches on Tiny. Tiny completes yet another game falling down scratch to everyone's disbelief. At this point I'm trying to convince DNK to pick up their game, bitch. They told me we have a yard full of these and my reply to that was, I have a yard full of these black monsters too. At about 1 hour and 41 minutes. Another good handle is made and it's Tiny to scratch again. This bitch is lifeless in the corner, but when face and released she takes a step and falls down, gets back up. And falls back down, gets up again, and complete what has got to be the gamest scratch ever in my opinion. I make a quick handle to get the scratch off Mama and she comes like a freight train. DNK makes a great handle from the bottom, trying to keep Tiny from suffering any more damage. Ref calls for sponges and we're sponging our hound's mouth and under their bellies. Sponges out, the ref yells. Face your dogs as he's counting 25. 26. 27, 28, 29, 30. Tiny is up to come across again. Release, the ref screams. Tiny is released but crumblings over in the corner lifeless. She is counted out, making Mama a one-time winner in 1 hour 52 minutes. I asked for a courtesy scratch and Mama is going apeshit for me to release her. She courtesy scratches hard. My hat goes off to Tiny, the two-time winner and now one-time lose game. Cause this jip was the epitome of what a game dog is. After Mama won her first match. It was almost a year to the date I hooked her for her second. I wanted to concentrate on some other things I wanted to get accomplished. But the game was calling me back. I made a few calls too. Some dogman and heard GRK Slingshot Kennel's former partner had a two-time winner off Stazo's Champion Mafia on top of Champion Stella, producer of record. The date and weight was set. This time we had two hounds on the card. The keeps went superb. We had Sigmata hooked at 43 pounds and Mama hooked at 36.5 pounds. March 20, 2010 rolls around and it's showtime once again. We meet at a neutral venue to have this party. First up is Sigmata. He wins in 1 hour and 4 minutes, making him a two-time winner. Mama is up next while I'm out trying to get her to dump out. She sees a white bag fly across her face and goes nuts trying to get at it. I'm thinking to myself, this bitch is ready. I finally get her calmed down enough to take a dump and a piss. We weigh up and Mama is 36 pounds and 110 ounces. GRK takes the forfeit and wants to go home. We renegotiate a new contract where I give them odds for 3 fucking ounces. After about 10 minutes of this back and forth bickering, we finally get down to business. Dogs are washed and pitted. Stazo does the honors. Mama comes out, hits Hollywood, a two-time winner, in the left shoulder. And it's purple blood everywhere. Hollywood tries to peel Mama out but Mama quickly goes to the rear. And hits another bleeder in her left stifle. When suddenly she lets out a cry for help. Mama senses the end is near and jumps deep in Hollywood's throat where she finished her on the floor. Making Mama a two-time winner in 28 minutes. Mama is now a two-time winner. And we're searching high and low for the baddest jip at that weight. We tried to get at LDK's Champion Icepick but she was retired. There was some talk about a jip named Champion Baby Grand. But I could never get with her owners, so we called to the East Coast. To see what was shaking over there. Pow Kennels answered the call with their jip off Champion O-Dog on top of one of Sundown's named Judy. And Judy is a heavy termite Grand Champion Lucane bred bitch. Forfeits are put up and a date is set. These 8 weeks fly by and we're off to Pow's backyard in Maryland. We get there a day early to make sure Mama is properly rested. And ready for whatever is put in front of her. Saturday, December 11, 2010 rolls around and it's showtime. It's a cold winter night and we agree not to wash. But the dogs are tasted, weighed, then pitted. Mama comes out with her patented left shoulder hold and hurts Judy early, but this young bitch isn't having it. They swap it out for 30 minutes when Mama goes up top like her sire Champion Sig. Mama rides the nose, which has Judy squealing and protesting. The ref said if she keeps that up, y'all are going to have to start scratching them. I had no problem with that since I felt Judy had enough. It's Judy to scratch and Mama meets her in the middle. Mama is pouring it on in the shoulders and throat when Judy starts to sing again. Pow has seen enough and asked if I would scratch to win. I happily oblige them. Mama scratches to wins at the 51-minute mark. Making her Champion Sig's second champion. I would like to say Champion Mama is a true fast lane champion, traveling all 3 times to prevail. Thanks again for listening to the Texas Scratch King channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share the video. Until the next time, my friends. As we always say, never submit to life and keep scratching every time.